Ooh, baby, 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 ooh, baby. Oh, man, wouldn't that suck to get killed on the shitter?
It's Drewski McGillicuddy's Friday the 13th Part 5 movie review.
Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and before we get started with the movie review, I just want to mention that I had started a Patreon, and I noticed right away that Brad Thornton pledged $5. Well, thank you, Brad. Here's your shout out or whatever. Also, Rebecca Reinhardt had sent something to me out of the kindness of her heart. I made a video about it. Maybe you've seen it. Also, there's some other stuff that I probably can't remember. But anyone who wants to help me out, thank you. And one of these days, I'm going to get a title card. I'll put all your names on it, and we'll flash it right here. But right now, as far as I know, it's just going to say Brad Thornton. But I'll throw Rebecca Reinhardt and Joseph Lionel on there, because they're very sweet people. And then don't forget Slade Shepard and Stephen Arthur, because they had sent me some
And who could forget Johnny White?
Thanks, everybody. Anyway, let's talk about Friday the 13th, Part 5 in the beginning. All right? Because recently I found out through Killer Flicks that a lot of people don't like this movie. Well, you know, what the fuck's your problem, you know? Because, you know, before I get into the movie, I mean, this has an overabundance of breasts. Definitely two of the best breastises in the series, with whatever Deborah Voorhees' character's name was. We all know that. Everybody knows that. But nobody ever talks about Lana, okay? It's showtime, baby, and those are some pretty breasts, okay? I could look at those all day and not get bored. But yeah, also the kills, even though some of the kills happen off screen, like the guy that runs the fucking what's it called? Hurry up. The thing where the fucking nut house, the guy that runs the nut house. You don't see what happens to him, but they show you what happens to him. And that's cool. Just like there's a couple other kills where you don't see them get killed, but you get to see, you know, the aftermath of their slaughter, so to speak.
Pinehurst Youth Development Center.
The Pinehurst Youth Development Center. Okay, so let's talk about the opening. This has one of the best openings as well, because if you recall, the openings prior to this are always just a 15-minute recap of everything that happened in the movie before it. But this one actually has an original opening with Tommy Jarvis wandering around in the woods, and he sees two assholes digging up Jason's grave. And I love this scene. This is, like, seriously, probably the best opening in the entire series. And that look for Jason was really cool, because he looked like this is one of the only ones where, because for some reason from part 3 to part 4 he looks slightly different, and it's not just his body shape, size, and texture or whatever. His shirt's darker or whatever, but this one looks just like he did in part 4, aside from the fact that he's been buried and he's wet and he got worms in his eyes. Okay, so that's cool. I like that. That's a nice little touch. So he kills these two assholes, and then we find out it's a dream, and Tommy's getting taken to the whatever Hearst something or other, Pinehurst
Youth
Development Center. Whatever. He's going to the nut house, okay? And you know, you get to meet this colorful cast of characters. Now, a lot of them don't get as much development, like the two little hornballs. That's their character development. They like to run off in the woods and fuck. Okay, which leads to a couple good scenes, if something. All right, but we got all these loonies. We don't get to know much about Vic other than he's got a short temper and he does not like chocolate bars. So yeah, Tommy's getting settled in, and then we meet one of my favorite characters of the entire series, Reggie the Reckless. He's one of the most memorable characters of the series. He's also the only black guy that's ever survived a horror movie that I can recall, that I can think of. Think about it.
To that point.
To that point. I mean, even still, I don't know. Let me know in the comments section below every horror movie where the black guy survived. Anyway, where are we at? So we get there, and Tommy gets spooked by Reggie, which is a lovely scene, and a lot of people talk about Tommy's performance that it's whack. This is a more believable portrayal of Tommy Jarvis after the events of Part 4 than what the guy. I mean, I love the guy in Part 6, but I like this Tommy better, okay? Because you feel his traumatic something or other. Plus, people talk about Jason not being in this movie. Sure he is. He's in all of Tommy's hallucinations, and he looks amazing. I love when he's standing out by the chickens, and he's got the whatchamacallit, and then he's standing behind him in the mirror. Yeah, it's great stuff. It's great stuff. Jason's in this movie more than Michael Myers is in Halloween 3, so what the fuck's your problem? Okay, so then we hear the police. The police are coming, and it's those fucking hornballs. They've got caught off behind the shed fucking again, and then shows up these two colorful characters. We'll call them the hillbillies. Okay, I can't. Junior or whatever Ma's name is. Ethel. Fucking Ethel. And I mean, talk about an ugly bitch. But I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the first movie with annoying characters, and they are kind of annoying. But they're just so goddamn entertaining. I'm sorry. I love it. I love it. Every scene involving these two, I love. I'm sorry. I can't help it. So,
I like that she calls him a dildo.
Yeah, she calls him a dildo, and then I love when she turns around and says, "Would you shut the fuck up?" But anyway, so where are we at? Okay, so we're gonna go to Joey walking around. I was gonna do my intro with chocolate all over my mouth, but I couldn't find any chocolate bars. Plus, I got diabetes, so I can't do it. I can't do it. Can't be done. But yeah, and I was gonna have Sarah hit me in the back with an axe, because that's what happens to Joey. Okay, all because Vic didn't want a candy bar. And the fact that Joey's pretty fucking annoying. He reminds me of Shelly in a way, but a lot more annoying than Shelly, because I kind of understood Shelly. I kind of understand this kid too. He's just a fucking socially awkward, kind of jackass. But so Vic chops him into little bits and pieces and whatnot. So then, later that night, all of a sudden there's these two other douchebags that are probably the most unlikable characters in any of the Friday the 13th movie, except for maybe the one little guy that's like, you can tell he's just a tag along, fuck, what were their names? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit when anybody's name is, "You're here to die, motherfucker"? And what a way to go, getting a road flare shoved down your fucking throat. That's one of my favorite kills of the entire series. Let's see.
Well, that's pretty much all they were put into the movie for, was to introduce them, then kill them.
Okay, you stay out of this. You don't want to be on camera.
No, but
if I need something from you, I'll beat it out of you.
I have the facts!
Okay.
Bitch!
Anywho.
You gotta get it, bitch.
So, what happens after that? Do we cut to Lana and Billy? Because that's probably my favorite scene in all of the series, is the whole Lana and him talking about snow flurries up your nose and Lana. I just love it. And then she goes in and she shows us the goods for no fucking reason at all. I guess she was changing into that sweater, which I think I know it's cold because like I said, every movie in the Friday the 13th franchise takes place in motherfucking February. I'm pretty sure. But it's down south, so it's still got a little bit of leaves on the trees. But that's why nobody actually goes swimming in this movie. Another thing I like is how when Ethel's making her stew and the ugly man comes knocking at her door wanting some food because he ain't ate in 2 days, and she wants him to go clean up the chicken shit, they kind of like want to throw you off a little bit, thinking, ooh, maybe this guy's the killer. But the other thing, yeah, let's talk about the killer, because the first time you watch this, I mean, it's pretty obvious just from the box art that this is a big phony Jason. I think that was foreshadowing with the not Friday the 13th hockey mask, which I love this poster. It's one of my favorite posters, so I might just keep it up the whole time. I don't even know if it's still there. I might have took it down. Who cares? Who cares? But what I'm trying to get at is this is just like the first one. It's another whodunit. It's another, you don't really know who's killing these people. and it leads to some very artistic, in my opinion, scenes of death and murder. How it doesn't show, it just shows, you know, whatever. You know? Kind of like the first one. Kind of like the second one for the most part. Hell, even some of the third. I like the, you know. You know? Do you fucking know? Let me know in the fucking comment section down below if you fucking know what I'm talking about. Anyway, where are we at? Who's dying next? Because everybody fucking dies in this movie. They got the highest body count. So,
it's actually tied.
Yeah, I love Billy gets the axe to his bald spot, and then Lana, you know, she gets it right there. And it sucks that they don't show it hit her, but I like the fact that it shows it swinging, and then it shows her arm fall, and then it zooms over and shows the axe sticking out of her. That's an excellent, excellent shot, and I love it. Because, yeah, this was directed by some softcore porn guy, and this movie's got great atmosphere. Like with the thunderstorm and the lightning going on and the rain. It adds to the atmosphere. So that's another reason. I don't understand what the fuck people's problem is. And then I also love the scene where Tommy just beats the shit out of anybody that pisses him off. Like the dude come in with his mask when he's coming down for breakfast. He beat his ass. And then when the fucking hillbilly, when they go to see Damien. Oh, let's talk about that. They go to see Damien.
Demon.
Demon. Wait a minute. Yeah, Demon.
Yeah, Demon.
But before that, yeah, we get to see Deborah Voorhees' boobs too, and those are some excellent kills. You know, the head clippers to the eyes, and then one of my other favorite, most creative kills is just the strap and then squeezing until his fucking skull crushes. It's fucking great. It's fucking great. But yeah, so then fucking Reggie the Reckless wants to go see Demon, his brother. And you might know Demon from movies such as Juwanna Man and my favorite, Life, where he plays Biscuit. You know, and he who's he with? Oh, Jangalang, Jangalang. Never mind, don't worry about it. But yeah.
Bernie Mac.
I love this fucking guy. He's in a lot of good movies, and he's pretty underrated. And just like this fucking movie, okay? Just like this fucking scene. The whole fucking scene with Demon is another one of my favorite scenes in the entire franchise. And not even we haven't even gotten to the fucking porta potty outhouse yet, okay? Because that is fucking awesome. That's why I made my intro. The intro I made it because I love this fucking scene. It's suspenseful. It's like, oh my god, if I was in that situation, I don't like fucking going to the porta potty because of this movie. And then everybody also wants to talk shit about Pam, but we'll get to Pam when we get there, okay? Let's talk about Demon. And just, you know, you're gonna get it, bitch. And then he opens the door, and she's got her throat slit. And then all of a sudden, he's getting stabbed in the leg. And then he gets it right there. He gets it right there. And it's great. It's a great scene. But then, meanwhile, Tommy's just standing there staring at the neon lights. And then the fat hillbilly, Junior, he pulls up on his bike, starts running off at the mouth. And he provokes Tommy into fucking just beating the shit out of him, and it's excellent. He goes fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme from Lionheart on this motherfucker. And people want to talk, well, his performance was wooden. You know what? Fuck you.
PTSD, motherfucker.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't yell at people and say stuff. But I don't know where else to go. I mean, and then you get back to Junior goes back to crying to his mommy, and that's another one of my favorite scenes. Just riding around like a jackass, saying, "It hurt me, Mom! It hurt me!" And she's telling him to shut the fuck up and get in the house and eat his goddamn slop. Then she spits in the stew. He gets his head cut off, and it's the first decapitation in a Friday the 13th movie since the original. So, voila. And then I love the scene where it just shows it coming in and then how the blood drips. And then her head falls into the pot. That's art, baby. That is fucking art. Alright? And then we gotta go back and then you see, what's his name? Paul? Is it Paul? It's not Paul. The one that's got the hots for Robin. Is it? Shit. Anyway, the stutterer. He's got the hots for Robin and starts to tell her, and he wants to make love. Yeah, Jake wants to make love to her, and she starts laughing at him, and he gets bent out of shape, which I would too, but maybe she was just laughing because it caught her off guard, because later on it seems like when she's looking at herself in the mirror, looking at them tiny little titties, and it's like, where were these at earlier? She's like, shit, I could have got laid. Why are you such a fucking idiot? And then, then she gets killed. He gets killed. They all get killed. Everybody fucking dies. And then we got Violet. Violet, why didn't you show us your fucking titties? Huh? Because I could tell.
Class.
I mean, yeah. Sometimes I like to see the goth girls naked, And then Pam, she didn't show her titties. And people talk, like I said, Pam, her performance is good enough. I mean, it's not like she's the best final girl, but she's definitely not the worst final girl. Yeah.
Her dialogue just sucked.
Yeah, she didn't have that much dialogue to work with, but who cares? Like, she conveyed her emotions just fine. So, cut her some slack. What else are we talking about? Huh? We talk about everything.
When Reg finds the body.
Oh yeah, when Reg finds the bodies. I couldn't find the whole image. It's just cropped. So here's the fucking... That is one of the best slaughter reveals. Like, usually shit's popping out of a tree or whatever. But this, you just walk into the room and the lightning flashes. And it's very effective in my opinion. But these are all just my opinion. If you don't agree with it, you don't have to. But I'm still allowed to get mad and throw a temper tantrum that people don't agree with me. But all I ask is, you actually watch this movie again knowing that Jason's not the killer? Or what? I honestly don't. I watch this movie and I don't understand what people's problem with it is. I mean, this might have been an interesting way to go with the rest of the franchise. I mean, it probably wouldn't have been as good if Jason Lives never existed, because I can't wait to watch that again, okay? But other than that, this might be in my very close to the top of the franchise. Is there anything else that I need to mention? I didn't even talk about the goddamn final act. But, the final act, it's pretty good. Because, yeah, like I said before, I'll just cut that shit out. Here, we're just going to start back over from where we were talking about whatever we were talking about. Now I'm going to talk about the fucking final act. Which, after the reveal of the bodies in the room, they run downstairs, and then that's when Roy comes kicking through the door, which, it's a little far-fetched. But hey, he's on a rage. He's on a rager. So, who knows? Maybe he had a fucking Red Bull.
He took all that cocaine.
All the cocaine that he got from Billy. Hell yeah, that has to be what happened. He took all the cocaine from Billy, and then he can smash doors like that. Also, I like this look of Jason. This is probably one of my favorite masks in the series, just because my favorite color used to be blue. Now I'm not sure what it is anymore. I go back and forth between a bunch of colors, but that's beside the point. But anyway, there are some beautiful fucking shots in this movie all throughout. Especially in the barn scene, when he first walks into the barn, and the rain in the background and the lightning. And just, it's got a nice ambiance to it. And I can't admit this final act, even though it's got the chainsaw and stuff, I just feel like it could have been better, but I'll take what they gave me. It's effective enough for this movie. So I can't remember if I gave the rating yet, but we're going to say, for the rating, we're not putting a number on it. We're just going to say I fucking love this movie. And eventually, I'll come up with a rating system. But as for right now, I'm just going to randomly blurt shit out. I fucking love this movie. If you don't like it, that's your opinion. Not that it matters. Just like my opinion probably doesn't matter. But who gives a shit, really, huh? I'm just doing this for, shits and giggles. Anyway, like the video. Consider checking out my Patreon. Make sure you subscribe. And if you're new here, there are several other videos that are probably funny that you could go watch. One of these days, I might organize it. Until then, just fucking scroll through, okay? I guarantee you'll find something that you like. I hope.
Maybe.
I gotta go. It's probably too long anyway.
I need $1 now.